an internship program through Clackamas Community College. We get an intern once a term. And we also do tours of the schools, and some of you guys have been down and taken tours of the plant. And the more we get down there, the better we can educate people and show them what we do. So, like I said, it doesn't sound like a lot, but they are big goals, and they're worthy goals. So we're proud of them anyway. So.
What is FOG?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's fats, oils, and greases. So we have a FOG program, in town that we go to the restaurants and food establishments and teach them about FOG. They have grease traps and interceptors that we regulate the cleaning of those to reduce the fog that's in the sewer system. So it helps preserve the pipes and the whole sewerage system involved. So.
You'd mentioned the DEQ and the EPA requirements, and they have very much in the last 10 years gotten very rigorous and continue to do so. What is that kind of projected impact looking like for us as a city in the near future and probably down the road?
Well, it's, Darvin's been proactive in tackling some of those projects, and we did a river study to see what the dilution factor was in the river, and we implemented a diffuser system in there to distribute the effluent better along there for that distribution. And so it's like just changing numbers around, so kind of manipulating the system a little bit. So in the future, I don't know, we may have to go to wetlands to take care of some of the heat and stuff from the water. So it's just hard to say on how tight the regulations will get on which directions we have to go with things.
Are we tracking well with the regulations?
Yeah, we are.
There was a while ago, a conversation with Darvin there were regulations coming down the pipe that we were probably not going to be able to meet, and some of that's changed, so it's just trying to feel for...
Yeah, I believe, as we get told things, they always start great big, and then, as different plans come into place, those challenges, they start to get met a little better. So I think we're tracking well.
Okay. Well, thank you for your work down there. It's
absolutely fantastic. Absolutely.
Any questions at all? Yes, sir.
As Amanda said, you don't show up here much, and I'd like to compliment you on your wisdom for staying away from these meetings. And secondly, just how critical your work is to really the overall goal of this city, of having a good environment, of having a place where people want to come to, of having a place where businesses can locate, houses can be built and grow. And back in my PR days, we used to have a saying that to stay under the radar and not be noticed takes a ton of work. So the fact that there has been no bad news means that you've been doing a lot of work. So thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That's it. That's all we have for tonight on the agenda for the departments. And then we'll have some more at the next meeting.
Okay. Any questions right now for staff that we've heard from tonight, or?
No, comments were made with each one.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to say what I mentioned to you and to Amanda, that this is one of the best written staff reports I've seen in a long time. When I started work on it, I thought, okay, well, this is just another piece of bureaucratic writing, but this was very well written. I appreciate the fact that there are still people who care about the proper use of semicolons, and it was just very well done. Aspirational, and the mayor deserves some credit for this, that we wanted to have more than just goals. We really wanted to have some targets and push this down to some metrics, so at the end of the year we could say, not have we done good, but have we done these things and how well have we done? So I think we're getting a lot closer to that. Really pleased with the work of the Economic Development and Main Street programs, some of the metrics that they are putting in, saying here's what we want to do. And maybe, since there's only so much air in any room, and we've been spending a lot of air talking about our civic building and library over the past year and a half, that if we can come to a positive conclusion on that, we can get back to some of the other things we wanted to do. For me, it's beautification of 99 and the Gateway and some other things like that. So it's good to see these in black and white, some things so that we can start getting some traction on these things again.
I agree, and I thank you to staff. I know this is much later work day than you probably normally have. You two we see frequently, so it's the others.
Not good at staying under the radar.
No, you're in front of us quite a bit, so, but thank you for the work that you put into this. And this was helpful for us to see, so thank you guys very much for doing that. Appreciate it, and I'm sure that there will be, as I see Councilor Dale's notes, there could be a lot of follow-up coming from us in the near future, so stay close to email. Thank you all. Move over to City Administrator Business and Staff Reports.
I do have a couple of things, maybe tagging on to a little bit about what we've been talking about with staff. Friday, March 7th, is Employee Appreciation Day. So I'd just like to take an opportunity to say thank you to all of our staff. We do have a lot of staff that are out there working hard, and some of them you see frequently, and some of them you never see at all. And some people are in support roles, really doing a lot of work that doesn't get really acknowledged. So I'd just like to take an opportunity to say thank you to our staff. And also, just to give you some information, we can tell a lot when we do recruitments about the responses that we get from recruitments. It's a good way to kind of look at, are we a desirable employer, yes or no? And if you're not getting good response or you're not getting good candidates, that's a pretty strong message. And we've had some recruitments that we've done lately with some people that have left to go do other opportunities, and we've been supportive in those roles, or having those people go and doing these recruitments and getting together and taking a look at the positions. And the responses that we've gotten have been really, really positive. Most recently, we just closed a police recruitment that was open for a very limited time, and we got 70 applications. Wow. So I say that because I think it's important to know that the work that our staff's doing and the work that you're supporting the staff is by creating competitive packages and desirable work environments, makes it a desirable place to come to work. And that's seen in the applications that we get. So just wanted to let you know that.
And I might mention, perhaps a rarity for me to speak at this moment, but a few council meetings ago, Steve Morgan and Dr. Perman came in and had raised some concerns about specifically the logging trail as it pertained to maybe a need for police enforcement, or at least a question mark about drug use and such. I actually went down with, did a ride-along with Chief Brett Smith, and we looked at the area a little bit and had some discussion, and I thought you guys would appreciate that sort of follow-up. I've also actually been on a ride-along with Officer Tony Fetters, where he actually patrolled that area too, and he ended up giving out stickers to kids, so we didn't find any drug stuff there. But with Chief Smith, we kind of looked at the area and you know, want to be able to pursue maybe a little bit more enforcement if it's necessary. But what he said was, you know, it's one thing if people make it a discussion point here at the council meeting, but what the public at large should know is you need to report illegal activity to police, because he didn't even know of recent times, no reports of, you know, somebody doing drug deals or doing drugs or whatever. So there had been no reports to police to go try to enforce. I mean, they go and they patrol all the time, but he said he didn't know of and couldn't find any instances even of people finding paraphernalia or, you know, used needles or anything like that. And so, you know, the perception could be one thing, but on the reality of it seems so far is that people aren't reporting it. So if you do see sort of activity out there, people who watch or whatnot, or spread the word, make sure and report it to the police so then we know and have a better idea of what to enforce and when to enforce. But it's certainly something that we were looking at because of the direction that you guys wanted to take, which is let's at least take a good look at it. And so it's being taken seriously, and I think there will be, as the warm weather comes up, more patrols along there, so.
I appreciate the quick
Thank you.
response. Joe. Thank you. Anything else on that side of the table? No? All right. Second opportunity for citizen input this evening. Bob, nothing? Okay. Thank you, Bob. Action review, Kim.
You have approved a 10% salary increase to Amanda Zyber retroactive to March 4th, 2014, for the duration of her role as interim city administrator. You've approved the consent agenda, and you've adopted ordinances 1394, 1395, and 1396.
Great, thank you. And I think we have no exec session that's been taken care of.
Correct.
Perfect. Anything else on the good of the order right now from any of it? No? I will take a motion to adjourn then.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we adjourn this meeting tonight.
Thank you.
Like,
Motion made by Councilor Hensley and seconded by Councilor Parker to adjourn. All those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? No? Good night, Camby. Thank you very much.